If my hair catches on fire, one of you is gonna let me know, right? Excuse me. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Danny Taylor, and today we are gonna get a little nerdy. So, welcome to my little book nook corner in our house. It's a magical place full of happiness and mysteries and sometimes things that are creepy. That brings me to today's topic. We are going to be starting a series called Weird Reads, where I tell you all the weird stuff that I like to read. I have been a fan of like Harry Potter and Hunger Games and Divergent, of course all the big series that came out over the past few years. I was even a twihard at one point in time, God help me. Today I wanted to talk to you about the not as popular books that I have kind of discovered over the years of collecting random books. Some of my favorite places to look for books is like, there's a store called Ollie's Discount Store. I don't know if they exist everywhere or mostly just towards the south, but they have a section of books where on average everything is like under $5. It's dangerous. I get into a lot of trouble when I go to Ollie's. I went this past weekend and got 8 books and none of them were more than $2.99, so I think I spent like $14 total. It was a beautiful day for the nerdy world, I'm telling you. So this little stack here is what we are going to be talking about, so if you'll stay tuned, we'll get started. So these are in no particular order on what is my favorite or like weirdest to least weird, and they really don't have like a specific thing for each one that's like why it makes it weird. It's just books that mess with my brain, which is kind of my favorite book to read. I want things that make me just go, huh? The entire time, and where you don't really understand what's going on until the very end. I like things that kind of keep you guessing. Sometimes that's a murder mystery, sometimes that's paranormal, sometimes it's just life for some weird poor kid somewhere out in the world, or at least in the author's imagination. The first book I'm going to start with is The Assassin Game. I found this one at Walmart. Wasn't even really looking for books, just was walking past and I saw a weird girl. Do you see her? I think we need to pray for her. The Assassin Game is written by the author Kristy McKay. It's been a minute since I read it, but from what I remember, this book is about it's like a private school that is on an island somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and essentially there's almost like a cult following. You hope to get into this little, it's almost like a sorority and a frat combined. I'll go ahead and read the back for you. At Kate's isolated boarding school, killer is more than a game. It's an elite secret society. Members must avoid being killed during a series of thriving pranks, and only the game master knows who the killer is. When Kate's invited to join the Assassin's Guild, she knows it's her ticket to finally feeling like she belongs. But when the game becomes all too real, the school threatens to shut it down. Kate will do anything to keep playing and save the guild. But can she find the real assassin before she's the next target? Let that sink in for a minute. So at this school, these kids like to pretend like they're killing people, which I mean could be pretty fun. I believe one of them, they like got bombed with, it was either like paintballs or water balloons or something from up in a tower. So that's kind of funny, and that's a cool way to kill off a bunch of people all at once. Essentially, they run around attempting to fake kill some people, but small spoiler alert, someone actually dies. So the school obviously would want to shut it down because of all the problems going on, but they of course want to keep it going because this has been a tradition for God knows how long. Creepy kids. Don't go to an island isolated boarding school, kids. Just don't do it. The entire time you really do not know who it is. It leaves you guessing a lot. You think you know several times and then it turns out to be wrong. It just keeps you on your toes, and it's something different that I've never really read before, so I highly suggest it. The next one I want to talk about today is The Third Twin. This is written by the author CJ Omololu. I cannot pronounce it. CJ's got a name. So the third twin sounds kind of funny because if there's 3 of them, that obviously means triplets, right? But these 2 girls grew up as twin sisters. They were left on their now father's doorstep or at a business that he owns, one of the 2. They are left behind to be taken in by their now father. That's all they know. Those 2 girls, they don't know anything about their past. They were taken in by the guy that found them on his doorstep. Lexi and Ava are the 2 twin sisters that have created a third sister in order to be able to go out with guys without the commitment of making themselves be invested. So the third sister is Alicia. This is just a figment of their imagination. Essentially, they're just another sister they pretend to be when they want to have some kind of fun with guys or go out and party but not commit or put their own real name in bad terms. Or at least they think that's all that exists. Then someone ends up dead. Why do I read a lot of books where someone ends up dead? A boy is turned up dead, and DNA evidence and surveillance photos point to only one suspect, Alicia, the one who doesn't exist. You must find the truth before another boy is murdered, because either Ava is a killer or Alicia is real. You never suspect that this figment of your imagination could somehow be real, and you don't know what the crap is going on, because again, I like to mess with my own brain. This is another one that I picked up from Ollie's. It was another one of those discount books. So one that I haven't heard a lot of out in the mainstream world, which I kind of love. I like finding the weird books that no one talks about because it ends up being such a little hidden gem. So this is Lucid. It was co-written by Adrienne Stoltz and Ron Bass, or Bass. Not sure. And this is about lucid dreaming, if you couldn't tell. They each fall in love, but their two lives have never converged until now. Which life is just a dream and which is real? Eventually they will have to figure out the answer or risk spiraling into insanity. But for one girl, that means giving up everything. Her life, her love, herself. Just when she finally has something worth holding on to. I've always been fascinated by the concept of lucid dreaming, like controlling your dreams and going where you want in your dreams and seeing kind of a different world. But never did I actually think about, like, does it make you forget which one is reality and which one is just a dream? And this is one of those where you spend the entire time wondering which one is real, who's the real girl here, who is going to essentially die to themselves when you find out one of them might be real or one of them might be fake, etc. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but if you want your brain messed with and to question everything again, pick this one up. This brings me to my final book for the day. This book is called The Rules. It was co-written by Nancy Holder and Debbie Viguie. It's another one of those names I can't pronounce. Here it is. That's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm a failure at reading last names. Welcome to the hunt. Rule number 1, never trust the people you call friends. Rule number 2, be prepared for some seriously dangerous situations. Rule number 3, keep your eyes open, especially when it's dark. Rule number 4, you are your only lifeline. Rule number 5, always follow the rules. Junior Robin Brissett has no idea what she's in for when she accepts an invitation to her school's most exclusive party. And when the trademark scavenger hunt begins, Robin must go against every rule she's lived by to survive. How many times have I made you nervous thinking I wanted to like dunk the book into the candle? I don't know what kind of high school they go to or if I just missed out in my life, but we did not have scavenger hunts in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of random people. However, stuff hits the fan, people start dying, we don't know what's going on. Really, without ruining anything, the only thing that I really can tell you is it's one of those also where you think you figured it out, you think you know what's going on, and you're completely wrong. I think I might have finished it in 2 days. Maybe, just because I couldn't put it down. I wanted to know what was going on with these weird freaking kids. Again, like the rest of these books, if you want to leave your mind a little twisted and watching behind your back, check it out. Alright you guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me today and for listening to me ramble about the weird books that I get myself involved in. If you are also a weird reader and have any books you would like to suggest to me, please leave them down below. I would love to find them. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye!